What's up guys, welcome to my channel. You may or may not know this, but I've recently created an anime rap channel called Sensei Beats, and I've posted a few anime raps there and I'll continue to post more and more. You should check it out, I'd highly appreciate your support and feedback. Alright, let's begin today's video. It's going to be about those anime in which the main character is half human and half something else. I know that you must have already watched anime like Attack on Titan and Tokyo Ghoul, and that's actually why I made sure not to include them in this list. Well then, shall we begin? And the first one on our list is Tenro, Sirius the Jaeger. This takes place in the year 1930. Vampires pop up and start feasting upon the citizens of Tokyo just like that. In a very short amount of time, the number of casualties skyrocketed. The authorities have no choice but to hire Jaegers. Now this is where the plot kicks in. The Jaegers are strong and strange individuals who hunt down vampires around the world. They're merciless and will take whatever means necessary to kill the vampires. The most skilled Jaeger is the sole survivor of the Sirius clan, and he wants nothing but to take revenge against the vampires that took everything from him. His name is Yuli. In his veins flows the werewolf blood, so he's half human and half beast. This anime is not so great and it's not so bad either. Even so, it's good enough to watch and the main character is already strong to begin with, so why not? Second on our list is Lord of Vermilion. Now, this one happens in the year 2030. There's a high frequency sound or something like that, and it makes humans and animals pass out. The authorities take immediate action and everyone is in quarantine just so the situation doesn't get any worse. But then something strange happens. 6 days after the incident, everyone who was affected wakes up, all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and everything starts getting back to normal. At least that's what everyone initially thought. What actually happens is that some more extreme events start taking place. Young people start awakening into something that's less human-like, and they have no choice but to fight. I made it sound simple, but in this anime you'll see that there's a lot of conspiracy theories going on. And as for the main character, he's not very likable, but that's just my own opinion. Anyways, let's move on to the next one. And in that spot there is Towa no Kon. This anime is more like a movie series, but you can also think of it as a one-core anime. The thing is that there are 6 48-minute long episodes, so in a way it's basically the same as an ordinary 12-episode anime. The story is about a boy named Quan and his friends. They're all attractors. This means they have awakened and have some supernatural powers. However, an organization is hunting them down, and Quan's goal is to save his friends before the organization gets to them. This series follows a rare format, so it might be worth checking out. The story itself isn't very original, but the action is top tier. Plus, each episode or movie follows a different theme, and that's another reason why this series is worth watching. Next up on our list is D. Greyman. You might remember this anime from one of my other videos, and well, as I've said before, this one is long. There are 116 episodes, and because it's a shonen anime, it has a pretty slow start, but with time, you'll see that you're getting emotionally attached to these characters. The plot itself is far darker than most of the long-running shonen out there, and the antagonist, Millennium Earl, is someone who loves to exploit a weakness that exists in everyone. The weakness is very simple in fact. Whenever somebody loses a loved one, the loss can be so painful that it might even make somebody consider resurrecting them if they knew how. Now that's where the antagonist comes in. He tricks people into thinking that their dead relatives or friends can be brought back to life, and just like that, he creates demons called Akuma. On the other hand, there is the main character named Alan Walker. He had to go through some traumatic events in his life, and his brown hair turned white because of them, just like how it was with Kaneki Ken. At some point, he becomes a part of the Black Order, whose purpose is to fight Millennium and his Akuma. Whether you like long anime series or not, I can assure you this anime is definitely worth the watch.
ねえ、シスターケイトってなんでいつも怒ってるんだろうね。
ロゼットがいつも怒らせるようなことしてるからでしょ。
Up next, there's Chrono Crusade. In the 1920s, there were many major occurrences. Monstrous demons were appearing all over America, and people had to change their lifestyle because of them. An organization was built to go against these monsters. The New York branch of this organization is home to the young and clumsy Christopher and her partner Chrono. The duo is excellent at their job, but they do tend to sometimes do more damage than what's acceptable. However, both of them have had a seriously dark past. Christopher hopes to find her brother, who was taken away by a demon named Ion. And this demon is also somehow related by blood with Chrono, who is supposed to be Christopher's partner. That's right, Christopher's partner is also a demon, and he's working together with her to find the answers that he's seeking. As you can see, this anime isn't all that different from all the other demon-related anime, except there is romance written into the genre section, so you can probably expect what would be different. And on the halfway spot we have Claymore. While almost all of the other anime in this list have a male character who's half human and half something else, in this anime there's a female. And not just one, there's a lot of unusually badass women. So, how are they different from humans? Well, they are what you call half human and half Yoma. As for Yomas, they are creatures that can change their appearance, and they eat human flesh. Also, the girls go by the name Claymore, but it isn't their actual name, it's just what others call them. And people don't ask for their service unless it's absolutely necessary, because everyone's just scared of Claymores as they are of Yoma descent. Among all the other Claymores, there's one who seeks revenge against a Yoma who took everything that she held dear. Her name is Claire. And as obvious as it is already, she's the main character of this anime. In my opinion, the anime's a bit underrated actually, which is a shame considering how it's just as good as many of the other popular ones that we see all the time. And up next we have Nurarion no Mako. The main character, Riko Nura, couldn't care less about the yokai. In fact, he doesn't want anything to do with them. All he ever wanted was to live a normal life, but he can't since he's 25% yokai and 75% human. Not only that, but his grandfather wants him to take over as the future head of the Nura clan. He tries his hardest to keep the fact that he has yokai blood in him from his classmates, but at night he transforms into one, for about 6 hours. Little does he know that his friends will never be safe, as other yokai factions are targeting him and his friends at any time. And when that time comes, he'll have to embrace his yokai side. In short, this anime has a badass shonen main character, and the episodes aren't in the hundreds neither. And in third place we have Devilman Crybaby. This anime might be your thing if you're into abused gore and sexual stuff, but it isn't for everyone. I myself couldn't understand the hype. Alright, so the main character starts off as a funny little pussycat, or in other words, a crybaby. A devil enters his body, but he somehow ends up making their power his own, and in turn becoming a Devilman. Now this process actually takes a couple of episodes, so it's not immediate. After that, there's one thing after another, and my little brain wasn't able to comprehend it all. Yeah, there were a few moments that could be considered funny, if not appalling. Also, there are only 10 episodes, and this anime is indeed very different from the usual stuff, so I do suggest watching it before jumping to conclusions. Next up, we have 𝐒𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐧𝐞𝐥 no Yome. The main character is a 15-year-old Japanese girl named Chise Hattori. She was sold at an auction to a tall-masked guy for the price of £5 million. She didn't resist. In fact, she was happy to go to anyone who was willing to buy her, because she didn't think she has any place in the world. While she was on her way to her new home, she could hear whispers of some people talking about how the buyer got such a rare 𝐒𝐴𝐵𝐭. She ignores the voices and reaches the destination. There the man reveals himself to be Elias Ainsworth, and it turns out he's a mage. After that, the two teleport to England, and are welcomed by various different beings. And just like that, Chise's new life as the future wife of Ainsworth begins. And finally, number 1. 𝐜𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐴 no Kabaneri. Okay, people say this anime is an Attack on Titan ripoff, and I don't really disagree. However, unlike Attack on Titan, the ones who wreak havoc here are zombies. What happens is that a mysterious virus spreads and these zombie-like creatures pop up. The name of these creatures are 𝐒𝐴𝐵𝐭. If there is a way to defeat them, then that would be by destroying their hearts, which are coated in steel. And as for those who are bitten by 𝐒𝐴𝐵𝐭, well, they become 𝐒𝐴𝐵𝐭 themselves, which makes the virus nothing short of an actual deadly epidemic. Mankind has been somewhat safe because of the walls they created to keep 𝐒𝐴𝐵𝐭 away. These walls make territories look like fortresses, and the only way to go to a different fortress is by railway. Highly skilled men take care of these railways, and among them is the main character named 𝐒𝐴𝐵𝐭. He hates 𝐒𝐵𝐭 more than anything, and that's why he creates a deadly weapon that can pierce through the heart of the 𝐒𝐵𝐭 just like that. But before he could do any major damage to the 𝐒𝐵𝐭 through his new invention, he becomes one himself. However, he doesn't entirely transform into a 𝐒𝐵𝐭. He is what you call a 𝐒𝐵𝐵𝐼, which is a half human and half 𝐒𝐵𝐭. This anime has been quite popular ever since it came out, so you might have already watched it, but if you haven't, then you definitely should. It might not be as good as Attack on Titan, but is an anime worth watching. Well, there you go guys, hope you enjoyed. Before you go, be sure to leave a like and a comment. And if you're new to the channel, you should consider subscribing to this one and the rap channel I talked about in the beginning of this video. You can expect regular content from both of them. Well then, see you guys on my next video or rap. Until then, stay safe and watch anime.